So this is the first. We're gonna go over every elite, every boss fight, and the god and how to do it. So Kentrus. First, Red World. Kentrus is the crab boss. Everyone knows what he does. We play him CPD. Everyone knows what he does. So he spawns water mobs. Those water mobs give him shield. And while the water mobs are up, they give him +2 morale. When you kill one, he loses 2 morale. However, he switches between attack, summon, attack, summon. So generally, you can either do AoE down the mobs if you have a strong AoE tier, or just focus down the boss always and just kill the water mobs when you can and just brush them down. He's the first boss. He's pretty easy. Kentrus. Second is Soul Collector. Soul Collector is the interior boss of the Red World. Kentrus is one of the harder bosses, or no, Soul Collector I mean, because if you don't read what his mechanics does. So what he do is if you let him act, which means you let him attack, he queues up another attack, and this continues indefinitely. So what you want to do is end your turn before he acts. As soon as you see his counter hit 1, you end turn. That's what you gotta do when fighting Soul Collector. You also want to grab any of the neutral cards that increases his action timer. That's his entire mechanic. He keeps acting, he refreshes a new action every time he, acts. And the mobs, every turn they're alive, give him rapid speed, which speeds up his attacks. That's how you beat Soul Collector. Now let's go over every elite in the Red World. Now, Wolf's Bane. Wolf's Bane, whenever you use a non-attack card, he gets a stack. At 4 stacks, he gets a Super Omega buff. Also, whenever you use a non-attack card, meaning skills, upgrades, etc., he gains that Fury stack. Every Fury stack increases his damage done by a percentile. I think it's 10%. When he hits 4, he does a big hit. So, you don't want to play skill cards. However, at a certain point, he does generate Fury on his own. Every, let's say, 2 turns, he does nothing and he generates 2 Fury. So what you want to do is sometimes push his early Fury, because when he uses his Fury attack, he removes all of his Fury cards. So when he's doing his Fury attack, you play as many skill cards as you need. It will buff up that attack. But remember, he removes all of his Fury stacks when he unlocks his Fury attack. Or you can just never trigger it. If you can kill him with under 5 turns without using a skill card, you can never proc it. Now, next is Dark Grip. Dark Grip usually spawns with 3 Dark Grips. Now, these mobs, you just rush them down one at a time. He draws a target of each attack, and it's a status ailment card. So basically, when he hits you, you draw a card. If it's a status ailment, he hits you again. Dark Grip is one of the easier elites. I'm not going to go over it. There's just 3 of them. You just killed them. AoE, focused on them down one at a time. So, Winged Humanoid Beast. What Winged Humanoid Beast is, this crazy clown motherfucker. At the start of every turn, increases the cost of a random card in your hand. Cost disappears when you use. Yeah, you ignore this. You ignore all of it. You just kill him. He's one of the easiest bosses. There's no gimmick. There's no really thing you have to worry about. Just kill it. Seraphim of Pain. This one is also an easy boss. At the start of turn, he gains morale, which is a damage buff, equals to the number of status, ailments, and curse cards you have. You just remove those cards. Play rate, remove those cards. This is another easy elite. I'm not going to go over it. Now, what everyone has trouble with, Gloomy Prime, this is not an elite. This is a normal mob battle. This guy and his 3 fucking dogs that does like 1 trillion damage to you. So, the mechanic on why it does 1 trillion damage is because the dogs get stacks up to 5. At 3 stacks and 5 stacks, they get stronger. At 0 to 2 stacks, they do no damage. Problem is, most teams do not have the AoE to kill the dogs. So if you don't, it's a mix of hitting the dogs and killing the boss. You have to rush the boss and kill him within turn 3 or 4. Because even if you kill the dogs every turn, after turn 2, he does a 4-hit attack that does 150 damage on difficulty 7. Eventually it scales to 200 damage times 4. It's so much damage. This is the hardest mob in the game. Fuck the elites. Gloomy Prime This guy will kill you and your fucking family. Now, there's no other big elites. All of them are rest of the common in this area, except for Cultist Arbiter is an elite. Cultist Arbiter is just the Iron Maiden boss, which is he gets you a shackle ailment in your hand, and every time it speeds up his counting, and when the boss acts, it locks cards in your hand. So you kind of want to play the status ailment unless you know you can kill it before he acts. So generally, you just get rid of it using Ray or just playing the card itself. It's just a one-cost status ailment. It's a pretty easy mechanic to deal with. Now, Rotten Ripper, most of you fought this. Rotten Ripper is whenever his action count decreases, his parasite count decreases. When his parasite count reaches 0, he gets buffed in Giga Chad mode. Even in his Giga Chad mode, he does no damage. He's one of the easier elites in the fight. But generally, you want to kill him with as few cards played as possible. If you're running a card which plays 1 trillion cards, he's going to get buffed turn 1. There's nothing you can get around of it. So Trapper. Trapper, also an exceedingly easy boss. So as long as you know what his mechanic is, you should never trigger his traps. It's basically a brain dead boss, you just kill it. Basically, every time you act after he acts, so after he attacks, after he buffs, every time you hit him, you trigger a trap. So basically, after he hits you, stop playing cards. Stop it. Next elite, 7 Arms. 7 Arms, the monster counterattacks 1 damage after finishing the action. Same mechanic as the previous. When the boss hits you or does something, stop playing cards. Stop playing cards, period. Just end your turn. The next zone is otherwise known as Yellow Zone or Order Zone. The Order Zone is relatively straightforward as well. So let's go over the main interior, exterior bosses. The exterior boss should be Barcula, which mistranslated a lot. The mobs will say a different name than Barcula. So he summons mobs, and when this monster kills another monster, it gains recklessness and becomes the only targetable monster until Ravage. You just kill the boss. The first mob is very easy, just kill the boss. Now, Formica. Formica is an interesting boss because whenever she summons mobs, and unless you have a lot of AoE damage, you don't really kill the mobs. Just focus down the boss. Even if the mobs are doing, you know why? I think they don't tell you. If you reduce her HP to a certain point, she just kills all the mobs, wipes the board clean, in order to summon stronger mobs. So just rush down the boss if you have a strong single target team, and she'll just smash her minions, and they're gone. That's a good tip for fighting that boss. So let's go over the elites. Arbitum. Formation fight. So Arbitum, there's going to be spawning 4 flying enemies. Every time they are attacked, they lose a stack of Formation Flight. Formation Flight is a mechanic that is shown throughout the lots of gimmicks. So they have 3 stacks of Formation Flight usually. Sometimes it's even less. I think it depends on what difficulty they are. Don't quote me on this. But when you hit them 3 times, whether it was AoE or whatever, with your cards, ego skills don't count the way I tested it. So with your cards, when it hits 0, they get stunned. So this is a balancing act of getting them to 0. Basically, you kill them 1 at a time. Not 1 at a time. You just make them not hit you. Hit the ones that are... So let's say every turn, usually 2 out of the 4 will attack you, and 2 will generate a defense or a buff or whatever. So the ones that are attacking you, you should stun at least one of them, and then you prep the stun on the 2 enemies that are not attacking. Do not stun the enemies that are not attacking. Just get their stacks down so that they're easier to stun for the next turn. Now, Rock Shell Bug. He's going to spawn with Flying Shell Bug and Shell Bug. It's just 3 mobs. Just kill them. They're very easy. The back mob gains morale first. The front mob I kill first because I don't care. I have a strong single target team. Just kill them 1 at a time. Doesn't matter what order you kill them. Depends on which debuff you don't like the enemy to give to you. One of them gives you Vuln, which makes you take more damage. One of them gives you Impair, which reduces the shields you gen. One of them just gets more shields as time goes by. So Soldier Prime. Soldier Prime is an elite boss that is on events that gains morale equal to the amount of enemies. Generally, you want to AoE him down. Unless you have a very strong single target team, then you burst him down. Very straightforward. It's not a hard one. So Abyssal Bug. Abyssal Bug spawns with two of them. But so generally, Abyssal Bug, Abyssal Beetle. Again, mistranslation, they're both Abyssal Bugs. I don't know why it's Abyssal Bug, and in the description it says Abyssal Beetle. They're two of the same enemies. It's just whatever fuck translation they did, fucked it up. Like most mobs in the game, some of the mobs in the game will say like, give this buff to Vadius. It's Beadius. It's one letter off. Like, AI wouldn't be this bad. How can AI get one letter off? They're using something, dude. So, when every time they are attacked, 30% of the damage is transferred to the other bug. Technically speaking, you balance enemies, just hit the front mob, save your time, kill it, and kill the other one. Just kill them one at a time. Doesn't matter. This mob is extremely easy. I don't know what's the issue here. So the rest are all common enemies. Don't care about that. Everyone knows how to deal with common enemies. So the next elites. So Cultist Arbiter. It's the same elite from the first map. Do not play the Shackles. Rotten Ripper, same as the first map. Trapper, same as the first map. Do not act after Day of Act. Seven Arms, same as the first map. Any new elites here? Nope, no new elites. City of Mist, Exploration, Bosses. So this is probably the two easiest main bosses in the entire game. It's Family Head and Sweet Dream. Family Head is the exterior boss. Basically, he gets Fury, and you need to hit him a lot. Every time you hit him, it's the same as Hunger. It's the same as Hunger mechanic. It is Hunger mechanic, actually. It's just a mistranslation. Hunger and Fury are the same. Just the translation of this game, you have to look for synonyms, just like Morryman. Synonyms is the name of the game. Now, Sweet Dreams, every turn, he absorbs cards in your hand. You hit him 7 times for him to barf up your cards again. Easy boss. Just kill him. These are the two easiest bosses in the game. Those are their only mechanics. Their only mechanics is you hit them hard and you hit them a lot. Hit them hard, hit them fast. So let's go over the elites. Sorrowful Godfather. He gets Hunger, same as the main boss. You hit him a lot to reduce his hunger stacks. If you don't hit him a lot, he gets strong, and one of his big moves, he hits you amount of times equal to his hunger stacks. If you have a big single hit team, you're fucked. Hits you 8 times on difficulty 7 above, you and your family are dead. Gloomy Godmother. Again, at the end of your turn, you receive a Nature's Gift. So there's going to be 2 of these elites. One of them is going to attack, one of them is going to throw bombs at you. The bombs are 3 cost fixed retain cards that do damage to you every time you end turn. However, their cost is reduced by 1 every time you play an attack card. You play 3 attack cards, they're free, you play them, you remove them. It's a pretty straightforward elite. What I like to do is I attack the elite that's not attacking me first turn, so you can kill them next turn. Because I know that I won't be able to kill the elite that's attacking me the first turn. But I can kill the elite that's not attacking me the second turn. However, if your damage is too low for that, you attack the elite that's attacking you first turn and you focus them down. You focus down one of them so you can kill them on an off turn. Shy Gardener. Decreasing. This is the same mechanic as every other mob in this stage. You hit him a lot. Every time you hit him, he deals less damage. Now, Hunger of the Void. Every time you play an attack card, he changes actions. You want to play attack cards until he doesn't hit you. He's a pretty easy elite. Wolfsbane, he's on the first map, repeat elite. Everyone knows what it does. Wing Humanoid Beast, Seraphim Pain, also from Dark Grip, already went over from the first map. Just a repeat elites. Gloomy Beast, however, without their dad. Now the next quote-unquote elite, not really, is Dr. Moses, which appears in the events, if you choose to fight him, the laboratory events. Dr. Moses, his thing, depending on which form you fight him in, is after he buffs himself, every time he's hit 7 times, he gets stunned. This map is very multi-hit attack focused. Let's go on to the next map, the bosses and the elites. Swamp of Judgment, boss, Elemental Spirit, and Plague Lord. Elemental Spirit. Every time you want to hit them hard. This is the hit them hard bosses. When they lose HP or their a certain amount of HP every turn, they do weaker attacks. They'll hit you hard if your DPS isn't high enough. Just make sure your DPS is high enough on these mobs. And they take increased damage if you hit them before they act. Now, Plague Lord, the interior boss, every time dealing damage reduced by 1, the mass changes. You just hit them hard. These are very easy, simple, straightforward bosses compared to other things. So the elites. The new elites are Spirit K-Fox, which is, there's 3 of them. And every time you hit one of them, the other 2 decreases in fellowship or friendship stacks. I call them friendship stacks. They all start with 5 friendship stacks every turn, and they regen up to 5 friendship stacks every turn. So that means if you hit the same mob 5 times in a turn, the other 2 will enrage permanently. You have to balance out your attacks. So you hit one, you pepper them. You pepper them lightly. And when you kill one, so that's how you kill them. You pepper them to make sure none of their stats hit 0. So let's say you hit the front mob 4 times. The last 2 mobs will have 1 stack. If you hit the front mob again, the last 2 mobs will enrage. If you have an AoE attack, that is bad. That means that after every AoE attack, they decrease by 2 stacks. So the first AoE attack, all of them will have 3 stacks. Second AoE attack, they'll have 1, and the next hit will enrage them. They counter AoE comps generally, especially on the higher difficulty levels. Elite Spirit Dullahan. Elite Spirit Dullahan is one of the easier elites, generally speaking. When this monster takes damage, it gains sturdiness. Upon reaching a certain amount of sturdiness, it switches to powerful attack actions. So he builds up to 3 stacks of sturdiness. So if you hit him 3 times, he hits you hard. So technically speaking, you should only hit him twice a turn. If you hit him more than twice a turn, he gets buffed and he hits you back hard. He counters, multi-hit teams. But generally, you should have enough DPS to do it. So, Evil Spirit Salamander. He clogs up your hand. If your hand is clogged up, he hits you hard. This counters retain comps. If you have a retain comp, which holds a lot of cards in your hand, he technically should counter you. However, your team's strong enough, you can bypass him. Elemental Phoenix, you fight him a lot, return from the ashes, you fight him a lot in CBT. So, when you push him, he transforms into an egg and revives. You want to be able to kill the egg on the same turn you push him. If not, on the turn you push him, you want to make sure at least one of your hits does 30% of his HP to block his resurrection. That's the Phoenix. Also, he clogs up your hand with a bunch of shit and hits hard once he evolves. If you don't, kill him before his egg breaks. The Minion. The Minion is... Everyone fought him. You fought him in hyperspace basing. Every time you hit him, strict martial decreases. When all has decreased, he evolves and hits hard. Then he goes back to weak mode. Generally, after 6 hits, he evolves the turn after. Generally, what you want to do is you're gonna have him evolve regardless, unless you can break him. If you break him, he gets back stacks of strict martial. Once you reduce his stacks down to 0, and on his evolved turn, that's when you want to hit him with as many cards as possible, because he does not get strict martial stacks on the turn he's already evolved. So that's generally the trick behind beating him. Beam Shooter. Beam Shooter is, I don't have an AoE comp, I don't have a shooter comp, so I just focus him down, and sometimes focus down the ads, because he respawns the ads if there's one missing generally. And what the 2 mobs does is they charge him up. When he has 3 charges, he hits hard. So you have to pay attention to the intentions of the mobs, because they don't hit you for a lot of damage, but sometimes they have the intention known as charging, which charges up the boss. When they do that, you want to kill them. When they don't do that, you just focus down the boss. He has a lot of shields. You can do it. I believe in you. Slaughter. Slaughter is, there's 2 of them, sometimes 3 depending on which difficulty. After a certain amount of turns, the monster switch to a powerful attack option. This is basically never going to happen if you're using any halfway decent team. You're going to kill them for 7 turns. However, if you break their shield, they also evolve. So generally, on the first few turns, you get them to basically 1 shield. Basically as close to 0 as possible without breaking them. And then, on the turn you're breaking them, you want to kill them. You want to kill them on the turn you're breaking them. If you don't have to worry about it, because the big hit they do is not that big of a deal compared to the other elites, even on higher difficulties. Automata Cavalry. This monster actions change every set of turns, and all changes when the shield is removed. Basically, you want to remove their shield. This is the one when you have to remove the shield. Pretty easy. I think there's no other elite that will get you trouble. Yeah, okay, here. There's the Senior Vassal and the Forest Keeper. The Forest Keeper is an event-only elite. It's the little girl with the mask. Now, how do you want to punt this girl into the nearest orphanage? Whoa. She has this stupid clock monster, and she has this mechanic where she gets 50% of her health as shield. At lower difficulties, you can just ignore it and just kill her and her family. Because she does have enough health, eventually her health will become so large that you have to play into the mechanic. So, when you kill her little clock fucking boss, it removes all of her shields. So basically you want to get her clock monster to almost 0 HP, and you push her until she gets her 50% max life shield, and then you kill the mob, it removes all of her shield, then you can go back to wailing on her. Wail on her until she dies. Now, Senior Vassal, he does a shit ton of damage unless you read his mechanics. His mechanic, just hit him hard, hit him fast, kill him and his family. And yes, I am making a guide right now. I'm recording the audio so my editor can piece it together. Now, let's go to the last zone, known as the Blue Zone. So the Blue Zone has relatively easy elites. So Vadius. Vadius is one of the most poorly translated bosses ever, because the boss name is V-A-V-I-A-D-Deus. The mobs will say B-A-B-I-A-D-E-U-S. They are the same mobs. Vadius and Vadius are the same. It's just one letter wrong. Why is it one letter wrong? I do not know. If you're learning the game and you're a reader, you're going to be like, who the fuck does the mob work? Who is this Vadius? Does he have a second form? It's just the boss. It's just one letter off for no reason. I don't understand how it's one letter off. A lot of people say, oh, it's because of AI. AI is trash. I don't know if you guys have used AI recently. AI is good. I don't know what kind of third-party AI from Craigslist they are using to get this one letter off, but it's one letter off. Deal with it. When you kill one of the ads, they buff the boss. Generally, you ignore the ads, you focus down the boss. When you kill the ads, it buffs the boss. It's countering AoE comps. On low difficulties, you don't care. You kill the ads, you kill the boss. Unless you have immunity. If you have immunity and a couple other effects, you can kill the ads, you can focus them with AoE, but it counters AoE comps generally. Oh yeah, we forgot the other elite. Elite is Seraphim. Basically, when you have a shield, uses a powerful attack. It's not you specifically. When he has a shield. This is also a translation error. When it says, when you have a shield, it means the boss. The boss is you. You are some dirty enemy, based on the translation they're using. And he also enrages upon you killing his best friend. Don't kill his best friend. Focus down here. Or if you are going to kill his best friend, make sure to kill the boss. Be powerful enough to break his shield every turn. Get the Outbreak of War card, the neutral card that increases your shield damage. Just break his shield. No problems. This is basically a DPS check boss. Now Dominion. We already went over this. Strict Marshal. Beam Shooter. Already went over this. Slaughter. Already went over this. Repeat Elite. Automata. Repeat Elite. These are all repeat elites. Cultist Arbiter. Repeat Elite. Wrath and Ripper. Repeat. Trapper. Repeat. 7 Arm. Repeat. Yeah. There are no new elites here. Okay. Never mind. There's Angel and Apple. Angel of Revelation and Apple 01. It's basically DPS check. Just kill them. Just break through their shield, kill them and their fucking family. Make them regret they were even born. And that concludes me going over every elite and boss fight in the game. I might go over every event in the game once I play more. Flares out.